Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Lionel, and I'm your host for LT Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering a new series for familiar people. It's called The Braxtons, formerly known as Braxton's Family Values. That was airing some time ago on WE TV. But first things first, I do appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video and also subscribe to my channel. You can leave your comments below and stay tuned to this channel. I have a lot coming up, as you can see on my community tab, on what we're going to be covering for this month of August and into the fall. Some of the shows will be finishing up in the next few weeks or so, and others are coming on. Bel Air is next, so again, let's get into this. All right, so with the Braxtons, I did not know if I was going to review it. I wish I was actually on YouTube during its original run. I had all of the messy thoughts in my mind that was going to prevent me from watching this show and also reviewing this show, just to be truthful. I thought, like, I guess the money is drying up. Why would y'all do this without Tracy? It seems very selfish. Hearing Tamar was back on it, I didn't want to do it. And I've rooted for Tamar forever and a day. And I have different thoughts about her these days. And I just didn't want to go into her world anymore, as far as how I feel now. Then I started hearing from the sisters and mom. Well, first it was from Tamar. My mom wanted us to do this show, and that's why I'm here. Then we heard a little bit later, from me, I'll just say what I heard. I heard a little bit later, well, Tracy wanted them to do the show. I said, okay. I started watching the trailers and how they're going to do everything they can to keep Tracy's presence alive. Did sell me. Then seeing the super trailer for the season, I was like, okay, I'll do it. Now, this is a disclaimer. I don't know. I'm going to try to keep it together. I don't want to show emotions from, how can I say this? I don't want to be emotional, but I can't guarantee anything at this point. I'm going to do the best I can, but I'm not going to hold back if I need to, or just see the need to doing it. You know, I'm just not going to do that. I've done it, and I'm seeing these sisters do it. So I don't want to be a downer during this or whatever, but some of this stuff is hitting me. I've dealt with a lot over the last 6 to 7 years with death. So, and a little bit more than that, 7+ years of deaths, back to back to back to back. So, from how I had originally experienced and how I have done things, I didn't properly grieve. And I'm seeing these sisters doing the same thing. Anyways, let's get into it. I didn't talk for a good 3 to 4 minutes. So, all right. So, we start off the episode with Trina and Vaughn. And surprisingly enough, Trina and Vaughn have been together, married for 5 years. I said, man, time really has flown by. But the show has been off for, I think they said 3 years or so. I forgot how long it was. So Vaughn asked Trina, what does she think about the show coming back? She said that she doesn't really know, because the sisters haven't worked together in a very long time in a professional field. So we get into the confessional. And as far as Tracy did pass away. She had cancer. It was something that we, as the world, as rightfully so, did not know, and it became a shock to us to find out that she did suffer from cancer, and the Lord called her home. She says that she's not saying that the sisters have been more decent or distant from each other. It's just nobody has really communicated or discussed Tracy since her passing. That is hard. That is hard on an individual and also a family not to be able to discuss it or feel or whatever. I forgot who brought up grief counseling, but Trina does think that she needs it. And I think it would be good for the family to finally just talk about certain things. Talking sometimes helps a lot. Not so much as you pointing the finger at this or whatever. Getting some emotions out can help free you and make things less heavy on you. She talks about little Kevin. We find out that little Kevin doesn't speak that much to big Kevin. Apparently with big Kevin, he's kind of shut down. So imagine having one parent leave this earth and the other parent shuts down. That means basically you've lost two parents. So they try to stay in touch with little Kevin and make sure that he's loved as much as possible. Trina says that she is not going to speak ill or negatively of Tracy's husband, Big Kevin, out of this whole situation, because they do have thoughts about him. Do I think, I hope not. I think eventually we're going to hear their thoughts. Hopefully not, because of if they're trying to build this new way of interacting on reality TV, it's best not to go there. Now, if Big Kevin starts tripping, air him out. Light his ASS out. That's all I got to say. So Tony is in town in Atlanta, and she's asked all the family to come to dinner. Basically the sisters and Mama Evelyn. She has something to say. Trina's a little bit leery about this because Tony was sounding a little bit different on the phone. She's really reclusive on what she's feeling and what she has going on, but she's kind of like, let's see what happens at this dinner. So we get to the dinner. Tony catches up with everyone, tells everyone that she has not worked in 15 months. We find out that she had a stent put in her heart, I think it was. But Tony says in her confessional that she has not told her family why she had to put a stent in her heart. So now she's going to give that information. She says that she's working on a tour that she's doing, or a Vegas show with Cedric the Entertainer. It's going to be a mixture of singing and jokes, comedy being told. It's something new, something that she's never really thought of and all that good stuff, but that's where she's going with her career right now. Pigmar says that she does not like being in Atlanta, aka Lemon Pepper Island. I've seen a lot of the ATLians like, yeah, we do put it on there, and there's nothing else that we want to put on whatever, you know. So they asked Tony, is she single? She said, I'm single. And they was trying to hint around, trying to get her to say if she's got anything else going on. In her confessional says that she is unengaged. She was engaged, now she's not engaged. And we know that Birdman was the person that I know that she was engaged to, that we didn't know up front that she was engaged. I don't know if, I guess they're still friends or whatever, who cares. So Tawanda is the last person to enter the dinner, and guess what? Her and Trina are wearing the same outfit. So of course they react, trying to be funny towards each other. Trina is in her confessional saying, you know, me and Tawanda are the closest. Because we gotten closer. Tony and Tamar, they live out in LA, and Mikey, little Kevin, they live up in is it the Baltimore area? Up in Maine area. And I think Dad lives up there too. I think Miss Evelyn lives in Atlanta or in LA, whomever, I don't know for sure. But anyways, those two have a great bond at this point. They talk a little bit about Tracy. They do make some jokes. So it's not all doom and gloom, but it is still emotional talking about Tracy. They talked about when Tracy told them their diagnosis. Tony said, you know, she felt helpless as far as even trying to help Tracy in this moment of her dealing with cancer. They were positive that she was going to come out of it. Unfortunately, she did not. They discussed, Tracy gave all the sisters and probably Mom a necklace. And she told them, we're seeing video and we see what her body was looking like in some of her last days, or at least in her diagnosis days. Her body, but she was still full of life. It was interesting to see. It was a sight to see. I'm trying not to go there. But she gave them all necklaces, and she told them to take these necklaces everywhere she go. I want to be wherever you are, wherever you go. I said, wow. They talk about little Kevin. He's getting a divorce. Remember, I think he had gotten pregnant, or the girlfriend got pregnant, and then they ended up getting married, as far as I remember. Trina's about ready to cry, so they were like, let's change the subject. Tony talks about what's going on with her heart condition. They put a stent in there, but they're saying if she ever has a heart attack, she will die. And they're saying that eventually she's going to have bypass surgery. Tony's breaking down. She's worried about her children, who's going to be there for my children, da-da-da-da-da. I think since Tracy did pass away, it puts a little fear. Like, well, we wasn't expecting Tracy to die, and now I have health issues too. Could I be next? That could be that type of fear. But you got to live now, because no man knows the hour for real, and we're just living on, if you want to call it borrowed time, where at any point we could pass away. We could be up out of here tomorrow, or in a blink of an eye, you know. So they hug and just try to be there for her with Tony and all that. So the next day, we learn a little bit more about Tawanda. Tawanda and Trina, they meet up and they talk about why why she's bald. People have thought that she was sick and all that, but no, she has alopecia. When it was thinning out, we see that Tracy actually told Tawanda, cut it all off. Now, the sisters all were supposed to make this pact of cutting off all their hair. Trina did not. Trina said, look, my face is more oval and can't really handle being bald, so I could not do it for you. Sorry, sis. So they called Kevin Jr. just to check on him, and he's down for a grief counseling. He thinks he needs it also. So in that regards, they really do keep up with him. They are going to have a dinner in honor of Tracy because it's going on 2 years of her anniversary of her passing away, and they're going to cook all of Tracy's favorite foods like oxtails, buttermilk biscuits, and all that good stuff, and also set up an appointment for grief counseling as a family. So this is the day of. They're cooking, making all this stuff, having a few laughs, and then they get ready for the grief counseling. Kevin Jr. and also Dad Braxton, they zoom in to be there, and the counseling is about to start. The woman's name is Spirit, and she's asking different questions, asking a few starter questions. And Trina was asked first because you're the one that set up this appointment, so what are you wanting to get out of this experience? Trina said, can I not go first? And she was asked, like, why? Well, I don't know what I want to say as of yet. And the therapist or counselor ended up saying, you know, there is no judgment. Nobody is able to point. Nobody's a problem here as far as being problematic. We'll discuss problems, but it's just basically a no judgment free zone. Tony is like, well, I've never really been in grief counseling. I don't know what to do. And she's like, well, what do you need from me for you to do that? She said, I don't know. So everyone's really coming in raw. They don't know what to do. I really think with this show, I think they are one of the least produced shows. I still think that they show up as themselves. I think they forced some humor tonight. Humor on this episode. I do feel that. Just trying to make things light and change the subject, but because they have not properly grieved or even expressed their emotions, they're trying to make something happen right now that's not possible. If y'all understand what I mean. But that was the end of the episode. So far, I'm hanging in there. I am emotional. And for me, I'm just going to let it happen. If I cannot control it, I'm just not going to hold back if I really need to be emotional. I'm going to try to stay professional and nice, but that's just it for me. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please give me your thoughts if you watched the episode. Please, if you will, support my channel by liking this video. Also subscribing if you're not a subscriber. And thank you to my returning subscribers. But that's all I do have. It's every Friday evening, I think at like 9:30 or so. It's late at night. I catch it on the all black streaming app, which I really thought I wasn't going to be able to see the episode until Monday, but I see that it's on the app today. I don't know if it's going to be the same. However, it could be late to push back until Monday. If not, then it'll be sometime on Saturday, because I will be resuming back to reviewing Family Empire Houston. So just get ready. I won't be gone for that long anymore. It looks like we're going to have a consistent flow of shows. And that's all I do have. And until the next one, peace.